adaptation that we saw at the end of the last best of 5, but the weaknesses just came from Thaiph, even with the lead, jumping into disadvantage.
Yeah.
I want to see if that changes here in this game, game 1, because Hughes has only 3 games to win to be crowned the spring champion here in South America. And Thaiph, well, I mean, already huge win getting the Royale ticket, but an even bigger win if he's able to secure his first official major victory.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be cool to see if he can do it here. I think it would be his first official win ever, like as a Brawlhalla player, even in community events. So this would be a big moment. And this,
even the community.
Yeah, he doesn't have any silvers on the stat tool either. So like this is his first bronze, his first silver.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what? Chalkram has taken away all the attention from how good blasters are right now, so people aren't even going to say carried by blasters until like his next tournament.
Yeah, Thaiph, I mean, he earned it, man.
And it's mostly been on Hammer as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just been really solid Cassie play in general. I love what he's prepared for today, and opening it up pretty even against Hughes so far. Gets the dare as well. Could take the first stock at this rate. It's just going to be such a differently paced match, right? Ooh.
Oh, it works! He gets it! Hughes snipes it out with the slide charge side stick. Okay, who thought that was going to hit? Because no one did.
I didn't.
Yeah,
we
were like, we're just going to let this one play
I'm like,
out.
that's cute.
Yeah.
Whoa! And then the knockout effect, like amplified the same color as the charge shot of that side sig. Wow, what a snipe! There's not very many moves that like work like that as a projectile.
Yeah. Especially like you don't expect Fate players to go for that, but he, I mean, made a big read there, and I think Thaiph also tried to react, but it's quite active. All things considered.
The charge lasted longer than I think anyone expected.
Yeah.
Either way, wow, what an awesome knockout coming out from Hughes here to start off game 1. Thaiph trying to even things up. Nice pickup from Hughes. I thought the weapon was gone. Weapon thrown to neutral light into side light,
nice.
not going to work. Doesn't get the Mafia though. And that's going to be Hughes getting even more extra credit here, mostly off on arms. Even Size picked up. I imagine he's been doing these like soft throws. So he's not throwing the weapon so hard that like for speed through the opponent. Yeah. He has like a dash forward downwards throw. So even if he misses it, he gets to pick it up again.
Yeah, it just puts a hitbox out in a spot where Scythe might struggle to do so in the air.
And Stomp Zero will take it down. Nicely done. So you're able to even up things. That down sig from Hughes was crazy. I never thought I'd see Fate down sig used in neutral, but doesn't work, but doesn't get punished for it. And now Thaiph with that nice neutral light into side light. Been a good bread and butter combo coming up from the high decks of Cassidy. And light comes through again, tries to get another follow-up, and he does get the stomp into scoop. Okay. It's pretty good.
Okay, Hughes has the side air off stage. Thaiph obviously the worse for wear. GC side light into side air, doesn't KO.
I think he's low on jumps too, right? So he's sweating here.
I like that, honestly. Disarm and get a juggle state going. Thaiph still picks up a hammer though and fights back. D-light into side air. A side air deep there, but doesn't find it.
Hughes so disciplined, not risking going off stage against Hammer just to get stomp zeroed anyways. But good control over center from Thaiph from that disadvantaged state. And the N-Sig on the jump. Not going to knock out on Miami Dome. A little bit of a surprise. I wonder if it didn't knock out because he slide charged it. And he like dipped under the stage a little.
Yeah.
Because I could have sworn. All right, what do we got? Orb. Both players looking for their combo starter.
GC side light.
And Hughes got it.
Yeah.
That was a cool exchange. It was stomp whiff, and then to a whiff from Hughes, into another stomp whiff, into the side light side air.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about, I think Orb might be one of the best, like, second tempo weapons, like, reacting to what your opponent does, and Hughes is also very good at that, no matter what weapon or legend Hughes is playing. He's really good at just reacting to your whiff and punishing. We see another whiff there, D-light. This time Hughes gets a side light into side air once again.
If Thaiph was going for side light there on blasters, maybe that wouldn't have worked, but it was just so punishable when you miss your down light. Second time he's gotten that N-sig at the edge there. Maybe Hughes will adapt now that it's hit twice, but that was on the same stock too, so.
Yeah. It's interesting because usually that's like the best option is to, as soon as you get back off the wall, like jump, so that you're not like just dashing forward and you get checked by like an end light. But against Cassidy, like the quote unquote bad option is actually better because you don't get hit by end light when
Cassidy's got
grounded.
Quick, amazing coverage of a spot that Hammer usually can't touch.
Exactly.
Recovery comes through.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing else after that. Stomps the wrong way. What can Thaiph do to bring this back? That's a good start.
Yeah, the end light comes out and now the weapon toss as well. The side light side air from Hughes. Not enough to KO, but it's looking closer and closer to doing so. Another side light towards the wall. He goes for it there, and Thaiph flips it with an air. Now Hughes having to land on top of Thaiph. Obviously not the spot you want to be in now as we approach the 5-minute mark of this match. Hughes playing slow, trying to slow it down, just dance a little bit. No one hits a button. Everyone, they all know, like, if we whiff, it's a bad spot. There's the whiff. That's the side light sider. It's not enough to KO, but this puts you in a terrible spot. You have to recover low.
It's amazing because I think Hughes would be willing to dash land for 3 minutes, waiting for Thaiph to stomp first before he was side lights there. And that is what is going to win Hughes this grand final if Thaiph does not change that. And I don't know what there's a few things going on with with the neutral game here from Thaiph, where it's like I'm just trying to think about how to process all of this, right? Because in all these replays here, we're seeing Hughes not attacking, Thaiph throwing out a very high committal move, like dash forward stomp, dash side sig, whatever have you, and then Hughes being able to win, being the guy that's responding to that situation. All of the damage comes in from Thaiph's hammer, 543.
And apparently that makes sense. We get a little bit of stat dump here. Thaiph has more hours on hammer than Kaina does. So Kaina's like the hammer goat. Thaiph has a level 100 Bodvar, level 97 Teros, level 100 Nyx, and a level 66 Cassidy. So if we think
why didn't he finish the job on Teros?
I don't know. Why did he swap?
You're at 97.
Yeah.
It's right there.
That's a crazy stat, though. I mean, when you think about South American hammer players in grand finals fighting Hughes, I don't think you think Thaiph when I say that. But Thaiph is
I mean, PR10 means that he's there. The thing with South America, right, is that the power ranking is very rarely upset.
Yeah, exactly.
We usually start in top 8. If you're PR10, then that means that you're not averaging top 8.
Exactly.
And so to have Thaiph be able to upset that balance, where normally we see the same 6 to 8 names at every single championship, is really exciting. Still here, Hughes with the lead. We're back to Mos Eisley. This is where we played, oh my goodness, nair after nair into recovery. This is where we played the entirety of the winner's final set. And we'll see if that works better for Thaiph this time around.
I think this soft platform is like just enough of a wrench in the works to be really, really bad for Thaiph. I think Hughes utilizes the fact that the platform moves so quickly and so often to his advantage, and there the second NSIG does find the KO. And as I say that, Thaiph finding a lot of success as the platform is nowhere to be seen. When Hughes doesn't have that platform, cannot rely on that extra level of execution that gets put onto Thaiph, and now Hughes down a stock, but fighting back here. The side light side air doesn't KO, but it sends Thaiph in a bad spot on the wall. He has a soft platform to work with, a lot of nairs, but a respect from you saying, I don't want to give you any extra damage because 1 or 2 hits is like quite a bit of damage.
Ouch.
I mean, now he's yellow immediately.
Yeah, no, Thaiph has been super consistent with that end light side light at low damage too. He started off most of his stocks with it. He's so good at being able to get the connect. Which makes me think maybe just end light a little bit more. Hughes has been responding very well to stomp. He's been responding very well to any of the signatures that Thaiph puts out, but not so much to Thaiph's end lights. So I'm like, even though end light doesn't confirm anything after a certain amount of damage, why not just end light him 17 times? You've been so reliable being able to connect it, but here we are on the blasters, Silite Sair, true combo.
That's not a true combo.
Not anything else afterwards. What were you saying?
Oh, yeah. So, like, the thing about Orb is you get confirms off of Enlight, but they're extremely damage dependent. And there it's a little bit too early for the Enlight to convert into Sidelight. Those optimizations are big because if you whip a Sidelight, you take a lot of damage. It's most people are going to be able to punish that move on reaction.
Oh, dash lands off the side plat.
It might convert here, though, so you have to be careful of this Enlight as Thaiph. You can't stack too closely to Hughes because he'll get something like that,
I'm telling you, it's hilarious. Hughes goes into a mode where he says, I'm taking my hands off the controller until you stomp. Thaiph stomps, and then Thaiph takes a ton of damage. It's been happening in every single game. He's so close to being able to play against this player, but I think Hughes just has a read on him going, if I wait long enough, you will approach.
Yeah, exactly. And like we were talking about, it's kind of the difference of somebody holding the lead and trying to win more. And when you try to win more and extend your lead with damage, it can definitely be a problem versus a player like Hughes. Down like Sider comes out, doesn't KO, but this is a great opportunity for Thaiph to solidify this lead, go up a stock.
The jump too after the first landing. Great delay on the NSIG. Okay, Thaiph, best position he's had to have a win over you so far today. And look at that. How does he hit Enlight at the start of every stock? Every stock starts with Enlight Sidelight.
Do it more. I don't know why he doesn't downlight or endlight more. It's crazy. He tries to flip it there with an air there, Hughes respecting it, and trying to go for an orb recovery of his own to punish Thaiph. And Thaiph using some tricky movement there to not give Hughes a side light. A GC downlight doesn't convert into side air. He pulls the trigger a little bit too late. I don't think, maybe you can't hit it there. And
I'm scared, PJ. I know that Thaiph's got a lead here, but I can just see him dashing forward with Stomp and then getting hit like 50 times by the user's Scythe.
I like the blasters pickup here. Like, you got to make something happen. Look at Yuz taking up all the space that Thaiph gives, but Thaiph actually punishes the aggression with the down air into nair there. So Thaiph showing, like, you're not going to just get free stage control when I jump.
Nice. Gets the Sair afterwards. He
side.
stopped going for these downlights to the edge. Another sidelight Sair. All right.
Oh,
but he
wait,
gets
this is so
reversals.
bad. The recovery gets expended now. You have to jump back to the wall now. Yuz still has control, but Yuz respects it too much. Doesn't want to get reversal, then holds on, gets the nair off the end light, and another nair, but no punish on the recovery. Downlight side air. Is it enough? No, it's not. The weapon toss and the dodge.
Wow.
Jump dodge from Yuz gets him back to the stage. Knows the blasters are coming. He goes for a ground pound of his own. Thaiph fighting back now. Can Thaiph take the game? Yes, he does.
Okay.
And Thaiph takes a game and makes it better than what winners finals look like, and now has a chance, I think.
Animo's Isley. He's not going to win on that in the entire winners finals.
Yep.
First game on that map. Maybe Yuz will start taking it away. And I think Thaiph has been playing a little bit more patient, but also he's just been hitting Yuz a little bit better. And I think the change that I'm seeing in this game as opposed to the last ones is before he goes in for his attack, Yuz is playing such a grounded reactionary style.
Yep.
He's backing Yuz into the corner of the map so that he has less room to dodge. And if Yuz ends up dodging, he ends up jumping away or maybe going off stage, and then he has a lot more center stage control. The parts of the gameplay that I don't like between these two is when Yuz is holding center, Thaiph's pressuring him, and jumps in before he backs Yuz into the corner. And as that's changed, Thaiph is now starting to get some wins on the board. So this is cool. Thaiph now 1-1.
And I like to note, like, game one, we didn't win that one. All the damage on Hammer, literally. But now we get a more split, and actually more damage on the blasters than the Hammer, and it works out really well. I think in that last stock situation, I feel like Yuz is so confident versus Hammer, but against blasters, it was the X factor that Thaiph needed to close that one out. We see a pick to Small Fortress of Lions now, where we have a moving soft platform, but it's nowhere near the same as Most Isley, as Most Isley gets like some really weird interactions. It moves so quickly,
you don't
so low.
You don't get the Ensig height here for Cassidy, although that hasn't been as big of a deal in this matchup as it was in the Chakram ones. And Thaiph has mostly been using it to call out Yuz's jumps off the ledge.
Exactly.
And that platform's not saving you from getting caught in that way.
Oh, I like that end light. That's really, really smart.
Beat it.
Yeah, it does. It has a really great vertical hitbox at the start of it, so it's a great option there off the downlight. A lot of orb players will immediately go for nair after, whiff it, and then get whiff punished. But Yuz realizing the downlight doesn't convert into anything, so he just waits and gets an end light. Really, really smart orb play.
Falls with end light, dash lands around. Yuz is getting to that point in the game where I feel like he's just like, okay, I'll wait for Thaiph to stomp. Dodges out of the way of that side light. But Thaiph with the nice modification. Oh, Yuz swinging first.
Very weird, like, especially like an undershoot as well, not going all the way into the corner and looking to find, Thaiph dashing into the corner. Dashback stomp is a very potent option versus orb side light.
And again.
Yeah, it works out.
Okay, Thaiph with the lead, starting to play the game a little bit better than Yuz is in terms of their game plan, right? Like, he's just on the side of the stage, waiting for that whiff punish, stomps there. That's 3 times in a row that Thaiph's hit Yuz for swinging first, and now he go for recovery here. No, goes for the Ensig instead. This time Yuz going all the way around.
And light there, waits for an option, gets the dodge, but doesn't get a punish off of it. Now we're both unarmed. Yuz picks up a weapon, though, in the side light into side air. Is it enough to KO? Yes, it is. High damage on that fade, with the even with the defense stance. And we see now Yuz in a position to play his game plan. Use the clock to his advantage and slow it down.
All right, what do we have here coming out from Thaiph?
Jumping. He's trying to get really anything going with the downlight. Nice end light into the downlight to catch the jump. It sends downward, a double nair there. The down air as well. GC side light, side air. A crazy orb string leads to Yuz seizing control
and a side
of
stick,
the
he
game.
didn't touch the stage. Sair comes through. Yuz just zero
I've ever
knockout.
seen. Oh my goodness, he did it on Thaiph too. Thaiph hasn't been getting hit by any extended
I didn't realize
strings.
Orb had those.
Yes,
That's
he hit
awesome.
the downward hitbox of downlight, and it like the light switch flicked on, and Yuz just did a million damage. That was ridiculous.
Oh, and Thaiph can't even take the first stock. And a side stick, he didn't
play his game plan. Use the clock to his advantage and slow it down.
All right, what do we have here coming out from Thaiph?
Jumping. He's trying to get really anything going with the downlight. Nice end light into the downlight to catch the jump. It sends downward, a double nair there. The down air as well. GC side light, side air. A crazy orb string leads to Yuz seizing control
and a side
of
stick,
the
he
game.
didn't touch the stage. Sair comes through. Yuz just zero
I've ever
knockout.
seen. Oh my goodness, he did it on Thaiph too. Thaiph hasn't been getting hit by any extended
I didn't realize
strings.
Orb had those.
Yes,
That's
he hit
awesome.
the downward hitbox of downlight, and it like the light switch flicked on, and Yuz just did a million damage. That was ridiculous.
Oh, and Thaiph can't even take the first stock. All right, Yuz says, all right, you took a game off of me, now it's time for layer 2.
Yeah,
Here I will demonstrate orb combos, and he's
that
like,
that was so sick. Every orb player's freaking out. I know it.
that was amazing. And then with the Fate side sig as well to catch the landing.
Yeah.
Sarah will finally knock him down. I know we're gushing about the use combo here, but Thaip's still in the game and could still bring this back. Use just with the biggest lead that he's had so far in these sets between these two players. Now he's over on the Scythe.
Okay. And he's dancing around. He gets the downlight into side light. Nice little damage there. It's not little damage. It's quite a bit of damage. But nonetheless, you're happy to take those wins when you can. Picks up an orb once again. Now Thaiph. Oh, he stacks on top.
They stacked on top of each other, and they were like, well, they're looking for moves. They're not looking for movement. Sidelight Zero come through, though, and Thaiph can't punish that.
Ooh, I think Yu's like trying to line up a down air there. Thaiph doesn't give it, but no weapon toss. He wants the orb here. He can go for the down air or just the ground pound. That's the X factor that orb brings, is when you kind of get lulled into this rhythm, and then they ground pound the wall, and it's like, oh, I just lost my stock.
And also, the mix-up that Yu's is very rarely been challenging Hammer off stage. Let's look at this. Dare and the gravity cancel sidelight side air, and then the side sig to punish Thaiph going for the overshoot recovery, and the Sarah to get the edge guard.
So clean.
And then here we're going to get ground pound, I think, right?
Yeah, just clean.
Challenging the... it was actually well in reaction to that recovery. I would say, looking at both of those clips, absolutely well played by Yus. Thaiph's getting a little sloppy on the recovery, because that Blaster's recovery, he just full drifted onto stage.
Yeah.
There was so much time for Yus to be able to punish that with side sig. Take a deep breath there going into game number 4. Let's see if the recoveries are any different as we're on Mishima Dojo. So we've been to quite a few stages here in South America. A lot of stages being played, and I'm wondering who, because like if Thaiph.
Oh man! He's cooking with the orb. This is where Yus won BCX. This is the stage that kind of counterpicked to, and it just didn't work out. And I think Yus feeling the momentum here. This might be Yus's dojo now. Right,
like he just got so used to people thinking Greatsword's bad on Plats that he's just like, I actually like it.
Yeah. I don't actually mind this too much. He gets some nice damage there, and Thaiph holds the center stage. Kind of the power position on triplat maps is underneath that top center platform, but Yus is saying not really much. Dash jump nair into side air to call out a jump from Yus instead of using the grounded anti-air options or relying on catching a landing. He forces the interaction with the orb. He's playing very aggressively, and it's working.
Ooh, but that's a good delight into nair. Downlet sider's going to knock him out. Okay, 2 stocks left. Yus not too damaged, and so far looking like he is in his comfort zone.
He's in the orb flow state for sure. Let's see if the Scythe has it as well. Thaiph,
although, honestly, I mean, Yus doesn't have the same bad habit that other players do when they're like doing well with one weapon, they throw the other one away.
Yeah.
But I kind of would like to see that. But okay, there it is. Scythe with the nair and the side air. I take it back.
This is a 5-hit combo. No matter the weapon on Fate, Yus is putting out that major damage on those dodge reads.
Yeah, and as the game goes on, and Thaiph loses that patience, Yus is capitalizing more and more. He's so great. So great at Brawlhalla. It's crazy how good he is. I mean, he's the 2-time for a reason. But, man, he's so good. Okay, stomp, side air, sends Yus off the right side of the stage. Let's see if Thaiph can bring this 2-2.
Nice recovery.
Good recovery, and waits for the weapon throw as well, knowing that the hammer can't immediately do something, but jumps to the second end sig. Thaiph does even it up.
I thought that was Yus, like, figuring it out there. He weapon tossed and interrupted the end sig to land back down, and then
I don't think he thought that he'd just do it again.
Yeah, no, and he's like, okay, well, you got me.
Side light, strong hit. Ground pound not going to knock out here, so he just waits it out.
Oh, big damage there. I like that from Thaiph. Still fighting back in center stage. He wants the power position underneath that middle soft platform, and he realizes that now that's the only place where I'm really ever safe. Used with the weapon toss up and almost getting the full extension into GC downlight into ground pound. That's a true KO, or even into recovery.
Why, but I feel he used down sig coming out. That would be pretty good. Down sig off the top.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd ever do it though.
Like
when you're playing Fate and you have orb, down sig is actually just objectively worse than sidelight Sarah, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally everything is objectively
unless
worse.
you're like literally on top plat.
Yeah.
That's the only place where I think it would be better.
There's no need to go for anything too crazy, as now we see Yus getting a nice 3-piece combo. I like that Thaiph is starting to dodge out of these combos. He's now realizing, okay, Yus is willing to hit the buttons if I give it to him.
And now Thaiph's being a little hasty. Dash forward, side light. Oh, both players go like an air in unison, but the orb goes over to Yus.
Okay, the Unlight comes out from Thaiph, looking to fight back here, but it's tough as Yus has so much control, having the power position, using the down air in the orb to slow down the match. The nair comes out, side light nair, side air, is it enough? Yes, it is, and Yus takes your spring championship for South America, the back-to-back BCX winner, taking his throne back, saying, I'm the best in South